Hi home cooks, today I'm in the kitchen making pancakes.
These fluffy whole wheat sourdough discard pancakes are a healthier twist on your favorite breakfast food. They're made completely with whole wheat flour and active or discarded sourdough starter. These are super light and fluffy and they're packed with flavor. They're perfect for anyone who wants a healthier pancake option.
Whether you're planning a cozy brunch or meal prepping breakfast, these healthy sourdough pancakes are always a hit.
So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make whole wheat sourdough pancakes.
To make this easy pancake recipe, in a large bowl, whisk together 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour, a half teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now to my dry ingredients, I'm going to whisk in 1 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 2 eggs, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to mix in 1 cup of my whole wheat sourdough starter, but whatever type of sourdough starter you have at home will work perfectly in this recipe. And I had just run out of eggs in this video. So for my pancakes today, I'm substituting the eggs for 1 mashed banana, which happens to be a great flavorful substitute for eggs in a pancake recipe. I'm going to mix this just until the batter comes together. A few little lumps and bumps is fine. And as you can see here, my pancake batter is super light and bubbly. To cook the batter, you can either use some pans or a griddle. I've already preheated mine to medium-low heat. And just before adding in the batter, I'm going to add a little bit of butter to coat the bottom of the pans. I just have my half measure cup here, which should give me the perfect amount of batter for 1 pancake. And after pouring the batter onto my hot pan, I don't want to disturb too many of the little bubbles inside the batter. I'm just giving it a gentle swirl on top to create that perfect circular pancake shape. Allow them to cook about 2 minutes or until you start to see all the little bubbles breaking on the surface of the batter and the edges are just starting to set. Then with a spatula, I'm just going to flip the pancakes over and let them cook for about 1 minute more on the other side, or until they're nicely golden. I'm going to remove my pancakes to a platter and continue cooking the rest of the batter until everything is used up. And if you're cooking a big batch of pancakes, you can place them on a baking sheet and keep them warm in a low 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 degrees Celsius oven. Then when you're done cooking the batter, they're ready to serve hot and fresh. You can also use this recipe for a long fermentation to get all those sourdough benefits. To do this, mix up your batter but leave out the baking powder and baking soda. Then cover it and allow it to ferment in the fridge overnight. Then in the morning, sprinkle the leaveners on top and mix them into the batter. Set it aside for about 5 minutes to let all the bubbles form inside the batter. And then they're ready to cook and enjoy.
These are ultra soft, rich, and melt in your mouth. This is a great pancake recipe for any special brunch, and they're amazing with fresh berry sauce or a thick drizzle of maple syrup.
Enjoy!
And as always, you can find a link to the full written recipe in the description box below.
If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.